Welcome to Touched and Empowered, a show created to empower individuals to value their lives by hosting think tank discussions that will inspire positive action. Touched and Empowered with Katie and Ace starts now.
So welcome to this episode of Touched and Empowered. It's Ace and Katie yet again. And what are we talking about today?
Everything and its mother. No, I'm just kidding. That's a great question. I was thinking about topics, and now there's so many different things. How about if we start with an organic conversation of how are you? What is life like for you right now?
Life is, we'll just say, interesting. Working on just doing more things out of the house. Attended a brand new networking group today, and I have a very interesting event tomorrow night. I've been invited to a book signing / poetry reading / dinner / networking event thing. I don't know what it actually falls underneath, because I got that description from 4 different people who are going to be there.
Well, you know where that stands. I think that's good.
So I think just being curious about it. It's good. If nothing else, it'll be interesting. It's at a place I've never been before. So it'll be different. If nothing else, it'll be different.
Okay. Well, I know it's something that you've been challenging, is to get out more and network more. So yay.
Networking has never really been, in-person networking has never been my strong suit, has never been my thing. I don't think I've ever gone to an in-person networking event until end of last year. Virtual networking events, not a problem. I've, since COVID, been doing a lot of those. But there's a very different energy when you're in a room with people and it's face to face. And is different, and it's funny that I find it funny that it's nerve-wracking and that I get anxious about it, because it's not something that it's not something I struggled with in the past. And I can remember when I was younger and had no problems talking to strangers about what I do. Yeah, I know. Talking to strangers might not have been smart when I was a teenager, but hey, you know what? It didn't matter. I was excited to share what was going on in my world. And yeah, no, that is not, it's nerve-wracking now. Used to do theater, no problems talking on a stage. But having a conversation about what it is that I do and not really clear on what it is that I do makes me very nervous, I guess.
Yeah, I understand. I agree with it's interesting and different when it's a discussion of what value you can provide for others.
Yes.
Right. And keeping it to that thought versus my own self-worth. It's different, right? Like, it gets down to that nooks and cranny, and there's a little bit of a pressure on it because this is you.
And everyone's heard about imposter syndrome, because we question our self-worth. We question whether other people will find value in not only what they do, but will they find value in us as individuals?
Right.
Will you find value in me as a human? And it's, just interesting seeing how crazy the whole process is, because I went to one today and I felt fine. I thought I was doing okay. I walked in the front door and all of a sudden I was talking like I was out of breath, like I just ran up a set of stairs.
Yeah, I ran into that. I've done that. I've so done that, especially like The first.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so out of breath. Just give me a second. I need to try and get myself under control.
Yeah, and it's perfectly normal, actually. I think it's so perfectly normal because I think it's a practice. It's like if you're going to the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't done reps in a while, you're gonna be out of breath. It's
True.
It's actually very similar. If you haven't practiced the pitch of who you are and what you do and how you can provide services for people that you want to work with, it is actually very you start running.
It is, because it's, it's one thing if I'm walking in the front door at a doctor's office. I don't care what the receptionist thinks about me. I'm there for a reason. Really different when you're trying to introduce yourself and what it is, what gifts you have that you want to share with the world.
Right.
And overcoming that fear of, one, are they going to understand what I'm talking about? Two, are they going to like me?
Yeah. 3, rejection. Like, is there
3, are they going to find value in it?
Yep.
Or 4, are they just going to brush me off and think that I'm a fool?
Right. Yeah. Those are fears. Yeah. those are real fears.
They're legitimate fears.
Yeah. Have we talked about imposter syndrome on here?
If we have, it's been over a year.
Oh, cool. Can we ChatGPT now? Because we have new resources apparently. Hey, ChatGPT, what is imposter syndrome? And not only do we have a good resource, we have a sexy voice to go with it. Please.
That we do. So let me pull it up. And I did not have this prepared because I didn't think we were going to need it today, but that's okay. A new chat for this project. What is imposter syndrome?
I'm going to keep playing with my hair.
And the best way to overcome.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to keep playing with my hair because I don't know what to do with it. So if you're watching on YouTube, folks, enjoy the show.
All right, so we will get that to start generating. Here you go.
Dig it.
Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where people doubt their accomplishments and fear being exposed as a fraud, even if there's clear evidence of their competence. It often shows up as thoughts like, I'm not good enough. I just got lucky. They'll find out I don't really know what I'm doing.
True.
It's especially common among high achievers and heart-centered people who care deeply about their work, aka your podcast audience. Best ways to overcome imposter syndrome. Here are some grounded and empowering ways to move through it. 1. Name it to tame it. Recognize when imposter thoughts are showing up. Simply being aware, oh, this is imposter syndrome, can take away some of its power. 2. Reframe the narrative. Instead of thinking, I don't belong here, try, this is new and stretching me. That's a sign I'm growing. Or, it's okay to not know everything. I'm learning.
Yes.
3. Keep a praise folder. Create a folder or journal with kind words, testimonials, success moments, or feedback. When doubt creeps in, revisit it to ground yourself in reality. 4. Talk about it. Imposter syndrome thrives in silence. Open up to a trusted friend, mentor, or coach. Most people will say, me too, and that reminder helps you feel less alone. 5. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Acknowledge your wins, big or small. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy or impactful. Act anyway. You don't need confidence to take action. You need courage. Show up, take the step, and let confidence build from experience. 7. Supportive self-talk. Notice the inner critic and counter it with kindness. Ask, what would I say to a friend feeling this way? Then say it to yourself. Would you like me to turn this into a social media post, podcast outline, or blog-style content?
No, I think
I do.
you do. You do. Okay, so we'll just do yes. We'll have yes, please. We'll have that running in the background there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But that's hilarious.
But that is hilarious. That the first thing, it's especially common among high achievers, heart-centered people who care deeply about their work, and AKA our podcast audience. And you want to know why? Funny. Because we talk about stuff that makes that impacts us, and we're pretty much our audience.
Yeah, pretty much. The co-hosts are essentially like to a genetic makeup that makes up our audience, but that's freaking funny. Did you tell him that he's allowed to be snarky? Like,
oh yeah, that's part of his personality, is a no BS response with sass, sarcasm, and just give it to me straight. Don't try and sugarcoat anything. It's with everything that we do and everything that we get, when we get bogged down in our work, we need a break. We need something that'll make us laugh. So I purposefully created this one with the personality of a snarky, sassy dragon because I needed something that would make me laugh.
Okay, so I have two things to say. One,
okay.
That was fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
I loved every second of that, and how yes, I've two. Yeah, folks, if you're going through imposter syndrome, you're very welcome to leave us any comments you want. If you want to like let go, if you want to decompress, if you want to unload your heart when it comes to something like this, you're very welcome to drop it in our comments. You can even say anonymous, whatever you want. You're welcome to share it there. It's a safe space. I'm sorry.
We've also got an updated form on our website where people can not only drop comments like that, they can make suggestions for topics for future shows.
Yeah, because Katie worked really hard on making a new website. We went through, we fine-tuned. I sat with her for hours.
Yeah, you sat there with hours talking to me when I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And I was
you're like, you know exactly what you're doing.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, you're doing great. It is actually funny because as I was going through notes today on like how to develop it, I was like, oh my gosh, I did this before.
Yeah.
That's why the notes are so succinct, because I've done this. I'm like, no wonder thank goodness for previous jobs. Otherwise I wouldn't know how to do this. But right. But to be fair, like I was saying, and like our sassy dragon was saying, it is important to highlight the achievements that we've done in the past, kind of reflect on it so that we don't feel like we're not good enough to do what we're supposed to do to help refine our own projects, our own work. Like there are times when I'll look at something and go, oh my goodness. Oh, right. I know how to do this. Thank freaking goodness.
Well, sometimes it's even just looking back and seeing that because we've already done it, we know we can do it now.
Yeah.
The best example of that I can think of is when I first started as an entrepreneur. COVID hit, lost my job, had to find some way to support the family, keep my house. Started doing stuff as an entrepreneur, and for the longest time, I thought I could not make money as an entrepreneur until I remembered that, oh, wait, I used to get paid to babysit as a teenager. I used to get paid to walk dogs. Those were entrepreneurial jobs.
Yeah, it's funny. The experiences in the past, they actually do transfer to the present. Like I remember I wasn't an engineer for website development, but I knew how to oversee website development because I've done 4 other jobs.
Yeah.
One in fintech, which
I don't even know what that is.
Finance technology.
Okay. Thank you.
Talent agency.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're not only are you going into I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Not only did I not know, I had some of the most difficult personalities to work with at the same time. It was great. Yeah.
Yay.
So that's why I was like, but still, regardless of that, the discipline is still there. Like the way that I emailed you was like, not
with the screenshots and everything else like that helped me find exactly the problems, where there were problems and where I needed to go to fix them. So that is very helpful from the someone on the back end, working on the back end of a website.
Yeah. Additionally, if you noticed, none of it was like discouraging. I was being very careful about my language.
I think the most oddball thing is there was one oddball thing that you sent me. Let me come back up here. Because I was looking at it and the funny thing is I have no idea. And and the note is, what is this? Seems like a cool function, but I don't really know anything about it. And that's the thing is I have no idea what the heck that is either. I've never seen that before.
But at least when you read it on an email, you just go, and you can't help but laugh. You're like, what?
So I don't know unless that's like, maybe because you're looking at your cell phone. Maybe it was a notification that popped up or something when you were taking the screenshot. Who knows?
No, it showed up twice. That's why I know it's not just
okay. So we're gonna do a little tech investigation
no.
on that one. But yeah, I just it's not like why is this here? It was like, just what is this? Being curious about it, and it took away judgment. It's like I have absolutely no clue, so we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, judgment. All right. So imposter syndrome, right? We're coming back to that real quick.
Yeah, because it's all linked together, because that's what we're afraid of. We're afraid of being judged when the imposter syndrome kicks in.
Exactly. But because if we know ourselves well enough to the point where we're like, we usually try not to judge other people, right? If you're a heart-centered high performer, you do your best not to judge because you're already critical of yourself. So, like you're empathetic towards somebody who's doing their best, or at least projecting to believe that they're doing their best, So what you want to do in that instance is very much like ChatGPT, sassy dragon.
You can say sexy dragon. It's okay.
Sexy, sassy dragon. Say that 20 times fast.
No, thank you. I'll end up tripping over it so bad.
All right. So as ChatGPT, sexy, sassy dragon said, he mentions when you're speaking to other people, you're kind and compassionate. Now you got to do that to yourself.
Right.
So in that essence, sometimes, yeah, like imagine you're going through your flaws. Air quotes, imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You can write it all out on one sheet. And this is actually a very healthy tip. The next sheet, you see what you said to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put a name on it, like it's your best friend, your dog, whoever, someone you really love, that you don't want them to hurt themselves. And you're giving them, emotional support. Now you say it to
Jane Doe,
midnight, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you emotionally support Jane Doe through the other sheet. And then read it out loud so you can actually be compassionate towards yourself in those moments.
It's like, I hear that you are saying this, however, you need to be aware of that.
Exactly. And I think when you do that with yourself, it's actually a sign of good leadership, because you're able to, like, for instance, in that email, instead of like saying, what is that?
Yeah.
What is this? I could have totally been like, what the heck is that? Why is it here? That should not be there. And it's like, there's a difference.
there is a difference. And it's interesting how, there is a reason why they say we are our own worst critic.
Absolutely.
And finding the compassion and the gratitude for other people is so much easier sometimes than finding it for ourselves.
Yep, absolutely.
And Midnight is just being a goofball.
I love you. This is so great. This is the best chair idea ever.
Yes, because then Midnight gets all the attention. But that's one of the things that, is good practice is, have that conversation with yourself. And sometimes I think I'm trying to remember where I saw it, but there was a great video that I saw about trying to start the conversation that we have with ourselves. And what the person recommended is when you're in the bathroom and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you don't have to say anything. Just high five yourself in the mirror. Just give yourself a high five in the mirror.
I agree.
You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
But that will actually start the process of rewiring your brain to being more kind and compassionate to yourself.
Yes.
Because why else do you high five someone?
High five.
It's to say hi, it's to celebrate, it's the good job, it's recognition, it's all the, these positive things. And Midnight's just having too much fun right now.
She's just like, Mom, play with me. And I'm like, I'm doing something, my love. I'm really glad there's a podcast because most of the things that we're doing is more of audio than anything. And she's just like, ah.
That's true. And that's why we do put the videos up on our YouTube channel. So then that way everyone can see
what we're working with.
What we're working with, not just Midnight, but other things like you doing your makeup or us wearing hats.
Yeah, we make it entertaining. We do our best. For instance, folks, by the way, do you like my new setup?
I do like the painting in the back. It's really cool looking. Looks like a bunch of fish. I didn't know you painted that.
Yeah, I like painting modern art. So a friend and I, we recognize that we want to do more art stuff, but we're a little introverted about it. So once a month we do our best to plan a night where we go out, get some materials, and then the following time, which will happen probably in a week or so, we'll paint. So this is actually thrifted because have you noticed Michael's, when you go to Michael's or Joann's, the canvases are like $49.99.
Yep.
Especially this one because it's huge. So instead I just go to like a thrift store and get all the old paintings that people
donated
for like $2. Like I think this was $9.99, like $10. Just this entire thing. This is 50. There's some horses underneath it, but I decided to paint over it. So
and you can't see what's underneath it, so it all works out.
Exactly. So we thrift, and then from there we'll bring some supplies, and then we'll paint whatever. Like we're gonna start paint. Our next one, I think we're painting. Oh my puppy.
Really?
We're gonna paint some pots to plant
stuff. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So, anyways, on that note, imposter syndrome. As you can tell, my puppy has something to say about it.
Yes.
But yeah, honestly, like I said, feel free to drop comments on our socials or even on our new website.
Yep.
And let us know if you are suffering through imposter syndrome. You don't have to do it alone. We do it all the time.
Yeah, by all means. There is no wrong way to do, there's no wrong way to do anything.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's all a learning curve. Okay. And, one of the things that I found is talking to somebody who has already, even if it's not the exact same experience, at least has some similarity is to what it is that I'm going through. Granted, it does make it easier if it's somebody who is my age. So in other words, I'm like not going to parents for stuff. Or if someone experienced what I'm going through right now, if someone experienced it 20 years ago, yeah, huge difference. Because society has changed. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. So how would that compare? So just being able to have somebody to talk to really does help because we can share, we can open up, we can release, and then heal from it.
Yeah. And sometimes like when you share your fears to someone you trust, very important. Somebody who has a good heart, Apparently my dog wouldn't listen and kind of can't give me the emotional support that I need on that, but that's okay. Sometimes I can call Katie.
True.
It is actually really important. I feel like a lot of us go through it and then we don't really see the amazing things we've done for ourselves and for others because we're so bogged down in the fears.
Yeah. And it's nice to have someone who can reflect back to us, you know, when they've seen the accomplishes or they've seen us overcome, and then remind us of that.
Remind, not validate, but yes, remind.
Yes, remind.
So
yes.
Do you remember there was this one thing?
That's getting into something.
She's getting into my kitchen because she's like, Mom, play with me. There was a Roman emperor who hired a man to tell him all the time, you're only a man, like to go around the city and just keep telling him you're only a man.
So in that way, they're, for lack of a better term, their head wouldn't get too big.
Exactly.
They wouldn't begin to think that they're actually a god.
Yes.
Thank you, Midnight.
Speaking of gods, my dog looks like Anubis. So
Speaking of which, my sister has a new pup, which is a German Shepherd / Doberman cross, whose name is Anubis. Very cute puppy. Very cute puppy. Another one of these dogs that's going to end up being a beast when they're done growing.
how big is it now?
Oh, gosh, I don't know how big he is now because I don't. All I know is the photo that she sent me, he was already taking up 2/3 of the back seat. And she said that he's still a pup.
That's our favorite line.
So I'm like, okay, that's going to be a big dog.
Yeah.
You know, the good news is that she's taller. My sister is taller than I am. So, and she's worked on cars and stuff, so she can handle a big dog. Plus, she's got 3 teenage boys, so I'm not worried about her at all.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, this one over here. Sorry for the rabbit hole, but coming back. Yeah, it was kind of one of those ways to remind somebody that we can kind of get in that delusional space of like you said, oh my gosh, I'm a god, when it's like, whoa, take it down a notch.
Yeah.
So remember that you have achieved a lot. You're achieving a lot. You're still motivated to accomplish things. But yeah, you can totally fall flat on your butt. Like just bring it down.
And even with that, it's only a temporary defeat.
Exactly. And just somebody saying that to you sometimes actually helps take the pressure off too.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. Like I remember I was doing like a bunch of like projects and I was achieving them really fast. And there was a moment where I was like, I need to like remember that I'm X age, this human at this time. Because the pressure was high to achieve even more. Right. And that's scary.
Yeah. And the constant drive of it not only is overwhelming, but it creates burnout, and then we don't want to do it anymore. Which I think is a side effect of, you know, the imposter syndrome, is because sometimes we push too hard and just, I got to do it. 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 No matter how uncomfortable I am, I got to do it. I got to do it. And we don't take those few moments to reflect and be like, look at what I've already accomplished. That we forget what we've already accomplished. And we get to the point to where we don't want to do it anymore.
Exactly. And it can become a trap. Like essentially you can validate yourself with achievement. Just doing, see, Midnight's agreeing. Like you just achieve, and then you validate your self-worth based off of your ability to achieve something. And then because like, for instance, if you're sick and you can't air quotes achieve or create something, you feel like you don't have any self-worth, even though you've done it already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was last week. I was not feeling well. I had a stomach bug. I wasn't feeling well. And instead of forcing myself to work through it, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm giving myself permission to turn off my computer for 48 hours, and I'm going to take care of me. And what happened is even though I felt like crud those 2 days, when I got back to my desk, I was more focused and I was able to actually get through doing the website for our podcast, doing the website for somebody else, and getting it done in half the time I had anticipated because I had clear focus, because I had taken that time to take care of me instead of trying to force my way through it.
I think I helped there.
Yes, you did, because you were the one who told me, Katie, turn off the damn computer.
Yes,
I will admit that. I did not do it on my own. I had some help reminding me that I need to take it. Actually, you were the one who talked to me the day before and told me to get my butt to the doctors.
Yeah, I did. I was like, so Katie does this for anyone that we work with, like take care of you, right?
Yeah.
And the moment she was like, no, I have to get all these things done, and I was like, no. You got to go to the doctor. You said that you're worried about not being able to see through one eye right now. Go to the doctor.
One of my eyes was swollen, allergies or infection. I don't know what it was, but whatever. Antibiotics, I'm good.
Yes, very happy. But I just remember, like, because it's very important, because sometimes, like I said, to be able to achieve, finish, or accomplish, be productive. Yeah, but the thing is, if you're not feeling well, it's better to recoup and then come back to it, and just understand that, like, you taking care of yourself is also part of the job.
Yes.
So that you can provide, like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be good for anybody, to be very fair. So,
and that's one of the things that I believe also helps with the imposter syndrome, is because if we take that time to acknowledge and take care of ourselves, we get to know ourselves better. So then that way we know when we're pushing too hard.
It does. I used to have bosses do it for me.
Like when you would show up to work sick and then wait for the boss to tell you to go home because you were too sick to stay at work.
Yeah, because I was like in fear of losing a job or something, or like looking. Yeah, and I remember it's such a syndrome for high performers. Like, we do that, right?
Oh yeah, I did that a lot.
Yeah, but so when I got into the entrepreneur field, you only have you, right? You can only say you have to know when you need to stop. And I didn't know that, and it was funny because I needed 6 months of rest. And I was not aware of it. I just kept going and going, and like continuing to do whatever I needed to do to achieve whatever, even if my nails started to bleed. And I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just not aware. It's like, it's something that happens, I guess, in your 20s, and you're naive to think that, like, you just go.
Well, yeah, because we think we're invincible when we're young.
Yeah, what's losing a nail? It's fine. Let's just keep going. No, like, an ulcer's fine. Let's keep going. No, don't do that. No. And that's where I was getting to, and I was just not seeing it. And now that I've come more into balance, I'm able to kind of see the barometer of, like, here are the telltale signs. I shouldn't continue pushing. Let me take a second. I need a day. I need 3 hours. I need 8 hours of rest before I continue. Like, for instance, the website.
Yep. So unfortunately, on that note, we are coming up on time. So there is one last little blurb that popped up on the ChatGPT when you asked me to go back and get, like, blog posts and social media and stuff, which I'm not going to go through all of it, but there is one thing that caught my eye.
Yes, please.
So I'm going to share that. If imposter syndrome is showing up, it means you are expanding. You're stepping into something big and meaningful, and that is scary work. So take a deep breath. Remember who you are and keep going. You've got this.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait for us to post that on socials.
Yeah, we'll figure out something to attach it to.
Yeah,
maybe one of our unicorn pictures that we've been creating for the website.
I'm so happy. All right. Yes. All right. You'll see that one soon. We have a mascot unicorn now.
So on that note, thank you everyone for being a part of this episode. We greatly appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope that the discussion today will inspire you to take positive action in your life. Until next week, be empowered.